Yes, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. We are back again this evening to continue where we have left off. We are here just like we have planned it. First of all, let me apologize to the great and wonderful people of Biafra. I am 20 minutes late. My apologies for that because I was having some network challenges and I didn't want to log in and log out, so I was having some bad reception from my side. And I think I corrected it, but I don't know if it is going to stand. But if it doesn't, we will do something about it, but we must continue. My apologies once again for being late. Of course, great people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you know what we are here to do this evening. We are here to do the needful. We are here to set the record straight, and we will continue. And first of all, we have only 2 hours into this program. We have only 2 hours to last in this program. So we have to actually do whatever we are going to do as quick as possible to cover everything within the next 2 hours. So if you are joining us on YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa, like the video, invite others to join. If you are joining us on Facebook, in different platforms on Facebook, share the video, follow the page, invite others to join. We are live, we are direct. It is 22 minutes on top of the hour, regardless of where you are watching us from. We are bringing you this gospel for freedom, because freedom is something that can, that makes sense in the lives of everybody. So that is the reason why we must not relent. We must not go back, because once we relent, once we capitulate, we are going to actually be doomed. So that's why there is no going back. We have crossed the Rubicon. The enemy, don't forget, they are doing all their possible best to find a way to bring us back, to find a way to set us back, to find a way to manipulate us. Of course, we have so many enemies. We have the ones who are trying to destroy the struggle. We have the ones who are trying to control the narratives. We have the ones who are actually exploiting the struggle. We have many of them. We have the ones who are in Biafra land killing our people. We have the ones who want to incriminate IPOB. We have many enemies, several enemies. But consistency is the key. Resoluteness. We are resilient. We will continue to be. Now, great and wonderful people of Biafra, first of all, before we go to what we have for today, of course, you know exactly what we have for today. What we have for today, what we have to do this evening, it is about this letter that was sent by Aloy Ejimako. The information and his activities lately, ever since the agent provocateurs are chanting his praises. Now I want you to understand that we are here to fight every enemy that is fighting us, and we're going to continue until Biafra comes. Now, this evening we are going to touch on different paths. First of all, we are going to send a very important message message to Nigeria and the world, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have committed no crime known to any law of any nations in the world, because if he had committed a crime that is indicting him in any nation part of the world, I believe he was going to be indicted by those nations. But for the sake of fighting and believing in self-determination, fighting for freedom, Nigeria decided to actually make sure that they actually keep him quiet to destroy the organization which he is using to propel this self-determination which we believe in. And we cannot capitulate, we cannot relent, we are not zoo. We are Biafrans, we are people that we know what we want. We know exactly what we want. Now, what we are now saying is calling on every, organization that is involved, every organization that has been, that has been partaking in these injustices that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going through. And we are calling on the organizations that support and promote the right of every individual, regardless of your religious affiliation, regardless of your, race, regardless of your culture. We are calling on them, such as the United Nations, if they are indeed, if they are indeed practicing what they are preaching, we are calling on them to actually intervene in this matter, because in this matter that we are having, these challenges that we are having today, they can resolve it because they stand to defend everybody in different places across the nations of the world. But if they continue to keep quiet, we will assume that they are complicit as well. And have you noticed, I want you to share this video as you are joining us, because ever since we gave response to BBC, our pages has been indicted, our pages has been restricted, because we gave response to BBC. Of course, we cannot, it will not make us to relent. We will continue to actually respond to everything and anything the enemy will throw at us, because it is the only thing that will make us to win in this regard. So, I want to actually ask Nigeria a question. In this 21st century, accident will happen in Nigeria, in the zoo. Because the reason why we touch on all those things that we are touching on, for everybody to see the reason why we can no longer remain in that zoo country called Nigeria. There is a video that I am going to show you. This video, I don't know. Of course,
this is to the members of the public. Today, Friday, second.
Now, I am going to pause it here. I'm going to pause it here because I cannot play it further. Maybe there are some graphics that is not, that is going to actually maybe violate something. So I am going to pause it here. As I have played it up to this point, I believe that you know this video. I believe that you know what it stands for. Now I want you to ask yourself a question. Those of you who are living in abroad, those of you who are living in the first world, even those of you who are living in Africa, in some part of Africa, I want you to ask yourself, in these places where you are living, have you ever seen an accident scene being attended to by ordinary individuals, people who does not even have experience even to administer first aid? Have you ever seen such thing happening across where you are? The answer is no. Now, I want you to now understand what happened here. This is an accident scene. This is an accident scene. This man ran into or under a truck, and he collided with a truck. Now, what happened is that there was no security to actually rescue him. There was no ambulance. There was no Red Cross. There was nothing there to rescue him. Then in this 21st century, you ask yourself that you are living in a so-called giant of Africa, in that contraption called Nigeria. You are living there. You see an accident scene. People who supposed to actually engage this accident are the professionals, which are paramedics, which is supposed to be made available by the government of that nation. You see an accident scene, because there are no paramedics, there are no security, there are no people who are professionals to attend to such scene. People wouldn't have a choice than to engage to save that person. But believe you me, in the Western world or in a developed country, each time you see an accident scene, you interfere with the scene without the professionals, without you being a paramedic or professional. You are the killer of that victim. That is the way it is. You will be the killer of that victim. Even if you are a doctor, even if you are a nurse, you are not a paramedic. You are not those who actually attend to the accident scene. You attend to that accident scene. Eventually, the victim happened to actually die. You will be held accountable for the death of this victim. But in Nigeria, accident will happen even 2 days. Somebody will crash into the bush. If nobody saw him, or even if some people see him when he crashed into the bush, if they are not good Samaritan, because it is in Nigeria that we still talk about good Samaritan when accident happen. It is only in Nigeria we talk about good Samaritan when accident happen. Not talking about professionals who deal with such incidents. Now, this is the reason why you need to continue to fight for us to actually leave this damnable contraption called Nigeria. Because Nigeria is a setback in your life. Nigeria is actually what has been making you to be poor. Nigeria is the reason why so many of you in Biafra land today are saying, if not the highway, there is no other way. Nigeria is the reason why you want to use the head of your mother to do money ritual. Nigeria is the reason why you are waiting for the miracle to come where you did not plant miracle. It is Nigeria. It is Nigeria. And at the end of the day, you look at these things that is happening. Somebody will have accident, crash there. 2 hours, 3 hours, you will still remain trapped in a vehicle where they are trapped, where they crashed. There is nobody, no road safety. There is no road safety in Nigeria. People drive without license, or they will actually go and buy license, and be driving on the road, putting other people's life in danger. When you ask them, as ignorant as they are, because there is nobody who has the willingness to uphold or allow the law to uphold on the road, the rule of the road to uphold, they will, people will be bragging. Because of their ignorance, they will be bragging. We drive more than every other country. Nigeria can drive. Nigeria can drive. You cannot drive nothing. You don't know how to drive. If you go for advanced driving test, not even advanced driving test, if you go to driving test here, you will fail woefully. Because you believe that once you go into a vehicle, drive speed of 120 and above, you know how to drive. You believe that when you go into a vehicle, you just move it, you know how to drive. You reverse with the speed. You tell yourself you know how to drive. Because there is nobody who is enforcing the laws that are supposed to be enforceable to make your life to be safe. That is the reason why you are dying on that road Knowing that the road is not actually good for you. The road has potholes all over the place. There is potholes all over the place. The road is untarred. The road is muddy. When it rains, the road is actually slippery. That a driver will even drive and just fall for no reason, because of the bad road, because of there is no road safety, because there is nobody enforcing the law of Nigeria, because Nigeria is on autopilot. Nigeria is an epitome of a nation on autopilot. Nigeria is. That is exactly what you are seeing, that the reason why there is no actually law and order is because people who are supposed to be actually making sure that this law and order is upholds. These people, they only want your money. These people, they are actually deviated from their own jurisdiction of work. They have deviated from their line of work. You will see a road safety trying to actually intimidate people, trying to brutalize people. A road safety. Because you don't give them bribe. You will see a military person on a roadblock without a road safety. In any country where you are, apart from Nigeria, have you ever seen a checkpoint of a military stopping cars without a road safety, without a joint, security operatives which will have a road safety that will check your license, check the validity of your license, check whether you are drunk, check whether you are intoxicated, check all these things before they will let you go. But in Nigeria, you will find a military who is supposed to be in the war front, who is supposed to be actually preparing for war. They will be all over the place on the road. They don't even know the rules of the road, these military people. They will be there all to actually intimidate you, sometimes kidnap you, sometimes actually they will exploit you if you refuse to obey them, because they are God. Nigerian military, they are God. If you criticize a military man in Nigeria, you are doomed, because they can even kill you. They will roll you in the mud just for actually challenging them within the rights that you have in the constitution of that zoological republic called Nigeria. You can never challenge them, not with law, not with anything, because these people, they do what they want. That is the reason why we must leave the zoological republic called Nigeria. And that is the reason why they are holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The reason why your governors, your politicians in Biafra land, the only thing they do, if they wake up, just like they woke up last year to call for Igbo presidency, once British call them on the phone, once Fulani give them a promise, they capitulate. And they will take advantage of them. By the time they will realize, no, we have made a wrong decision, because they have actually messed up, they will not be able to go back and correct their mistakes, because now Fulani has that thing that their mistake as a leverage against them. And that is as a result what we are suffering today. Ewu no Chuta no Okuko knows that what we are actually reporting is actually the truth. There are some people who have gone outside the country, they come back, because they don't like people who are agitating, they don't buy the idea of people who are agitating, or they don't like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they will go all over the place, constituting nuisance, talking rubbish, talking jargon. When these people speak, you will think there is something in their brain, but when you think deep and listen to them, you will know that these people are actually empty vessels. Like this one who returned from Turkey. That every day this struggle is his problem. You ask that guy that returned from Turkey, does it mean in Turkey, when there is accident happen, does it mean it is ordinary people who go and attend to this accident scene? Is it how it happens? And what was your reason for leaving Nigeria in the first place? What was your reason? When you continue to say Ojukwu is your problem, Nnamdi Kanu is your problem, IPOB is your problem, Fulani are your friends. You know, Nigeria, when you listen to such people, I want you know what you need to be looking at or looking for around these people? Only thing you need to be looking for is ignorant. When you listen to such people, listen to them. They might start, on a well-furnished note, but listen to them, go deeply. You will understand that they do not have any submission that will make sense to you, because these are people who are suffering as a result of this Stockholm syndrome. You are being oppressed. You fall in love with your oppressor. And this oppressor will continue to oppress you, and you are enjoying it. You look at your surroundings, you look at federal capital where you are hiding, you look at the lives that you see around the zoological republic called Nigeria that you are defending. You look at this video that is right in front. You need to give yourself before you come out and say Mazen Nnamdi Kanu this, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that. Abache Guananu Izuzu Gidi Izuzu. Fulani will never call you their own. Fulani will never call you their own. Those of you who are calling Biafra, people who their sense is not complete, Fulani that is actually motivating you will never ever call you their own. That is the real deal. They will never ever call you their own, because you don't have that, that mentality to actually fight for what is going to be good for you and your family. Of course, if you look at them, you check their age, check what have they ever, achieved in lives. Because when you look at people, when they come on social media, they continue to rant, talk. You ask yourself, have these people, number one, they are irresponsible. That is the reason why at their age, they are not able to be a responsible man. A responsible man, or beside every successful man, there is a woman. And if you look around more, you find children. Every successful man, you will find out these people they are of age, but because of their irresponsibility, they cannot settle down and become a responsible man. And that is the reason why they will sell some stupid narratives. If they finish go and dance in Chanamadubew, they will come out and sell stupid narratives to people, because all they do is things that will help them. They have never had a child or ever felt how it is to be responsible, or for people to look up to them. When you look at your kids growing up, you will say, I'm gonna make a better life for these children. I am going to actually fight for the freedom of these children. They must enjoy what I was not able to enjoy, the freedom I was not able to enjoy. They will never be traumatized, just like I was as I was growing up, by the security operatives when I was still a minor. In this regard, you have never had this responsibility. You don't have a reason for you to be responsible. So all they do is to go ahead constituting nuisance, trying to discourage those who are fighting for their own freedom, who are actually giving up everything just for their own freedom. Because one criminal politician is phoning you. One criminal politician is telling you, don't mind these people. Don't mind these people. And they put maybe 1 million in your account. 1 million is not going to. How many bag of rice will 1 million buy in Nigeria now? 1 million is not going to solve your problem. Because they give you a house to live, you believe you have arrived. Maybe you believe they are promising you a local government chairman or councillor. That's why you come out on social media proudly, you are talking rubbish. All these things, Fulani, you haven't understand. You don't read the handwriting on the wall. There is anybody who cannot transition the nation which is handed over to them. Anybody who cannot make this nation to evolve, transition them into the era or the age where the other nations are. They still remain in poverty. They still remain in very, very, backward. Those people, they are not human. They are less than human, if I may be respectful, because they don't reason. Every other nation presidents, what they are doing is to make sure that they make their, everything around them to evolve. Now you check Nigeria economy. You look at the volatility of the Nigeria economy. You look at the economy gaining contraction every day. You look at the country, actually decaying, infrastructure decaying. You never had one. Because even for you to know how evil, Britain never built any infrastructure for you, good infrastructure. Because they know you will never build it. And they know that if you grow up in that type of messed up atmosphere, you will be running helter-skelter to run to Britain, while leaving your responsibility behind. For them to come back and exploit you, because you left your responsibility behind, you are running to where there is a steady electricity. You are running to where there is infrastructural development. Why don't you actually agree with those who are willing to make a change and let there be change? You see this video. This is as a result of, let me remove this. Of course, you have seen it. The man was still alive when they pull him out of the car. But because they have no qualification in doing what they are doing, this thing these people are doing, it is illegal. It is against the law. But these are good Samaritan. They had to do it to see if they will save this life. They will now bundle this person in Okada, motorcycle, in Okada to take him to hospital, or they will fold him into a seat of a vehicle, folding a person who might be having agglutination of blood, who might be having blood clot, folding them, which will make them to die faster. The reason why ambulances come to, the paramedics come to accident scene is for them to use a stretcher. Because when there is accident, the first thing you need to do, put that person to be straight, put them straight, so that there will be now part of their body that is folded for blood to continue to flow, so that it will not be pumping blood where it is bleeding more, or it will not form a blood clot somewhere in their body. They need the flow of blood, straight flow of blood. That is the reason why paramedic comes with the stretcher. But these people, they will fold this person without them knowing that they are the killer of the victim. They will not know. Sponsored by the bad governance that you have in that zoological country called Nigeria. So I believe we have taken half an hour already in talking about this. And we are calling on United Nations, because this nation that refused to evolve, this nation that refused to transition, this nation that is refusing to develop, we don't want it anymore. Because we are too good. We are too big a fish to be caught with a penny hook. Because what is happening in that contraption called Nigeria, it is as a result of giving power, guns, and bullets to these people who does not believe in civilization. They believe in moving cattle from places to places. That is the type of attorney general that you have in that zoological republic called Nigeria. That is the type of the same attorney general who appointed the EFCC chairman who was in the contempt of court. The same attorney general. Have they ever made a good decision for you? A man that is innocent, you attorney general, who's supposed to make sure that justice system is protected, who is supposed to make sure that the rule of law is never undermined by any organization or any individual, but you are the one who is undermining the rule of law. Attorney General. The executives are there watching. Because there is no president, what you have is a baby doll. If you ask him to move, he moves. If you tell him stop there, you stop there. That is the reason why the wife will go to Dubai, spend 6 months there. Because there is no president who will be cooking for the husband, who will be making sure that everything is done in the house. Because so many of you might believe that he's a president, he does not have a family. If he's a president, he's still a family man, he's still a father, he still faces these challenges that you face in your own various homes, in your various matrimonial, in your various matrimonial home. He still faces it. How do you think that a president is alive? The wife is in Dubai gallivanting for 6 months. And she celebrated her birthday in Dubai. She celebrated the birthday according to them. Instead of telling us she celebrated a baby shower, or they went to see her after losing the baby she was pregnant of, which made her to be bloated all over the place. Remember, she's of age. She's around 50. She can fall pregnant, yes, but it might not hold for a very long time because she is in her menopause already. Doesn't mean she cannot, conceive. She can conceive. So in this regard, you ask yourself, why is it that a president wife, a Muslim person for that matter, an Islamic person, in Islamic religion and their belief system, a wife must be submissive to the husband, and there is no way a wife will leave the husband for 6 months gallivanting in Dubai. When she comes back, she added weight. It was spotted that she was pregnant. I don't have time to show you the video, but because my time is very, very short. Now, at the end of the day, she came back and she actually added weight. When somebody looked at her and said, "You are now full with taxpayers' money," she got him arrested. Now, as people are protesting, I see yesterday she withdrew the charges laid against the boy. She withdrew the charges, and now they say President Buhari want to see the boy. That Buhari want to see the boy. Why does Buhari want to see the boy? Oh, Nigeria, zoo country called Nigeria. That is how it is. Because people actually protested for the boy. They actually relinquished Aisha Buhari of the position she had in the school as ambassador of the school. They actually removed her from being the ambassador of the school. For the sake of that move she made, this is what you see when you are living with impunity. You are actually being led by people who are wicked, who are evil, who can never ever be objective in their endeavor. They can never ever be objective in anything they do. They don't care about you. These people are selfish to the core. The only thing they care about is themselves and their family. And they will continue to be like that until you understand that there is no power there is no strength in your diversity. That rather there is death, there is bad omen in your diversity. Because they will continue to fool you that there is strength in your diversity. There is no such. What they are doing is they are actually allowing you to die, allowing you to be traumatized, that you will never rise up to question the system that is doing that to you, because they will instill fear in you. They will make sure that you will never rise up. This system never mean any good for anybody and will never do. Now, that is the reason why the system is holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu captive. United Nations, who is ever ready to defend the European countries for anybody that is actually being, unjustly treated in the Europe and every other nations of the world, they are not actually doing much to help for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And I believe they have, I think I've seen where they have issued something, but they cannot continue to issue something. They will ask, they're supposed to make a move that will show the world that they are not complicit. They have not grown complicit. They are not, actually into conflict of interest. They need to show the world, because what they are doing now shows that they are complicit in what they are doing. Which sometimes, if it is in a court of law, they tell you that they need to recuse themselves. Whoever that is in that United Nations, who is the chairman, sometimes we need to call them to recuse themselves from the activities, because they are not actually, they practice inequality. That's where I must put it. They practice inequality. We are not talking about Britain and their Catriona line in Nigeria, who claim that they are giving Mr. Kanu consular assistant. Where is it today? Consular assistant is almost 2 years. Consular assistant, it's left with 4 months to be 2 years. You've been granting him consular assistance. Nigeria is a joke. And because you people does not listen, you people does not understand what is going on, those who are ignorant in that contraption called Nigeria, they will continue to lie to you. They will continue to project things. Just like you see people coming into the struggle, lying, using everything we are doing to lie in order to enrich themselves. This is as a result. This is the same thing your governor, your councillor, your local government chairman is doing to you. And you believe that look at it. Look at another a very, very bad news that, this is very, very painful. A man went to start up his generator. A man went to start up his generator. And while on the process, because they will not give you electricity so that you will be buying European and American China generator. They will never do that, because when they give you electricity, how will you buy Chinese generator and all that? You will not buy them. This man is a victim of a man who went to start up his generator. You see, he went to start up his generator because it was dark where he was starting up this generator. You know what happened? He put phone in his mouth to have a touch. At the end of the day, trying to start up the generator, there was a spark. And this man got burnt, and he went to the hospital. You can see the whole body was bandaged, but unfortunately, this man couldn't make it. This man died, and as a result of this is exactly what you are going to continue to see in the damnable country called Nigeria. They will never make anything right to make sure of your safety and security. Rather, everything is working against you. That is the reason why we are calling them to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because he has committed no crime. The only crime Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has committed is to believe in self-determination, and they must release him, because whatever they are doing, it is actually only to make sure that they incarcerate the truth, because that's what they are doing. They are incarcerating the truth. They are actually trying to make sure that the truth does not, thrive in the world. And that is the reason why we will not relent. We will continue to fight, and we will continue to make sure we protect and defend the interest of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and his labor rules which he has given us. So of course, so many of you might be looking for another, but he has given us his rules, and you will be believing that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will come out to tell you, why did you listen to this person? Why did you not listen to this person? Because he has given you a rule. He has given you, he made a broadcast for every situation. That is the reason why you see me today engaging in this issue of Aloy Ejimako, KANUNTA Nnenna, among others, who are actually the people who are promoting the infiltration on IPOB. We cannot actually leave that behind. But before we proceed in this regard, there are some things I am going to bring to your table, and I have somebody who is MARIEN HAIDER supposed to join me in this broadcast. So I am actually going to see if she is in already, so that we will continue, because I have actually did what I supposed to do. Okay, she's the one calling. Hello. Okay, you couldn't join from the link.
I don't know whether you're seeing me. I'll be on the back stage, but my mic is not coming on. So I don't know whether you're the one to. In fact, I sent you a text that see whether you could turn me on my mic on from there, but I think you didn't see it. So I tried all I could. I don't know why.
I was not able to see you, so but that's okay.
But I will come in when I follow the link. I will come in. I will see you, and I will see myself on the back stage. And but if my mic was not on, but I will log in and I will see you on the back stage.
Okay, try it again. Let me close my overlay. Maybe I will see you. Try it again while you are here. Let's see if I'm going to see you. But while we are waiting,
Let me use my laptop to log in, because I have my phone. If I try to use my phone, if I drag the network, so I'll be online with you. But let me try the net. Let me try my own.
All right. All right, carry on with it. Carry on with it. Let me actually lay out the preamble of what we are going to discuss. First of all, we know. All right.
Go ahead. Watch out. Watch my distance. Watch out for me.
Yeah, I'm watching it out. I'm watching it out. So, you people know of recent that there are the activities of Aloy Ejimako and the things he's been writing, which I am going to bring to your screen right now. Now, the last one he wrote, he said, let me zoom in from the page of the man who is actually promoting his activities, so that we will see the things and the reason why I decided to go through this route, to actually find out, do some findings with regards to his activities. Because in this regard, you will understand and agree with me that there are many things that has gone wrong. And whatever he is doing, he knows exactly what he is doing. Because they have actually, they are using him to actually try to truncate the hierarchical position of the DOS. If you think about what is going on, if you understand what is going on, the reason why he is actually doing what he is doing. But today, there are some findings we actually gathered, which we need to throw some question to Aloy Ejimako. And that question we are going to ask Aloy Ejimako, he needs to actually answer it if he is truthful to what he is doing. First of all, there is a message, there is something he wrote here some time ago.
Okay, can you see me?
No.
He says I'm on the backstage.
Okay, let me refresh. Let me refresh. I can't see you. I cannot see you.
So, but I'm like I say, I'm seeing myself. I say on backstage, my camera is on. My mic, I'm speaking to you now, looking at you through your picture. But it cannot let me in.
I think it's because I can't see you. I think let's continue with the phone. Let's continue on the phone.
I tried many times, so we didn't let me.
Yeah, let's continue with the phone because we have a limited time.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so this is what triggered me to go further to investigate the activities of KANUNTA and the Aloy Ejimako, because ever since the the enemy started chanting the praises of Aloy Ejimako, that is a message that everyone must understand, because they have tried with chanting for Aloy Ejimako, and he capitulates because he knows that he is in this place for a reason best known to him or for his own aggrandizement. But now we are going to actually expose some information that I've gathered about him, and we are going to actually throw it at him. If he knows that it is not true, let him defend it, because we will not come in here with a fake information. Number one thing that we are going to ask them, he wrote here, Aloy Ejimako wrote here, which KANUNTA actually posted. He said, update, my visitation with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu today lasted longer than before. Hence this late update. The time devoted was necessary to cover the many unfolding issues of the moment. A lot of ground was covered, and I departed with the feeling that Onyendu is in control of the situation. Now, this is exactly what Barrister Joffo has been reporting, the way he normally reports his own, messages, even though he comes in an essay, but this one comes in a short, in an actually conclusive, message. That is the one, what Ejimako sent. Now, this is actually changing the way he was writing and actually bringing out messages whenever he visited Onyendu. Now, why? It is only after this, the enemy started singing his praises. It is only after the enemy threatened, well, of course, it is KANUNTA who threatened that they will change Ejiofor from being the legal team, from being in the legal team of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So they fronted Aloy Ejimako. They have done every different types of, instigation, sabotage, or try to actually lie in order to, to benefit their actions, in order to actually to make people believe that what they are doing is the truth. Now, there was a message this guy wrote here, which he said that truth will prevail. Now let me read that. He said that truth will prevail. Okay, look at this one. Truth will untimely prevail where pain is taken to bring it to light. George Washington. Yeah, I think he is quoting from George Washington quotation. And as it prevailed at the time, so shall it prevail again at this time, he said. Now, in this regard, it is a message. It is a message that we need to read meaning out of it. That before we get to that point, let me try to see if I can bring more people into this program before we get to that point. Let me check if I can bring more people into the program, because we, like I said, after the BBC, they are actually attacking the page. Oh, okay. We are not going to bring in more people. Let's continue with what we have. It is not going to allow us. So, in this regard, he is. Remember the message the post I made when all these shenanigans started. When they started chanting his praise, I told him you should come out because you know the truth. And now you will remember the activities of the man called Master Prophet, because all of them are in the same cycle. Master Prophet, when after he fight all these people, he went and joined them. These same people fought KANUNTA KANU. After fighting KANUNTA KANU underground went and made peace with them. But now you will ask yourself, does it mean he made peace with them? Or because they are actually exposing the truth about him because of power tussle? Because that is the same power tussle that you see him presenting with the DOS. He wants to be the one in charge. Now I want to remind KANUNTA KANU how we were respecting him. Before I let you in, MARIEN HAIDER, I want to bring Ikenga's program in 2021 and for KANUNTA KANU to see how we were happy to actually hear from him, how we were respecting him, how we were actually, paying attention to him, not knowing that all he was doing is to actually use us to pass that stage where he was being accused by the same enemy he's working with today. Now let me bring the program. You will see it from actually, what will I say? You will hear it from the atmosphere in the program, that this guy was once relevant in our minds for the sake he was Mazen Nnamdi Kanu brother. Listen.
Thank you very much.
Listen to see how Ikenga is happy in having him in his program, because he is our leader's brother. And after all these things, this guy, spoke a lot of things, even went going ahead to say that he will never disobey the DOS, that DOS is a governing body of IPOB that can never be disobeyed by anybody. And why? That if they make a mistake, he will try to correct them secretly and not in public. Now, what is going on today? Listen to see the atmosphere.
Over to you, Mazingwa. Other callers. The caller, hold on.
The thing is here that in IPOB, if you betray us, you are out. It's very simple.
Now, I want you to see.
That
I don't know why we are echoing here. Okay, but let's.
Because the question is a very simple question. Do you arrest him in Nigerian soil?
Let me push it a little bit.
Already. everybody.
Now, watch from this end.
Can you hear me? Okay, let me up this. Let me up this. Can you hear me now?
Our comrade was happy to have this guy. You know, it is very, very necessary when you understand the respect people have for you. To lose that respect is a twinkle of an eye. You lose that respect. My program every day was to defend this guy. My program every day was to protect the interests of this guy and the rest of the family of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. What happened? How did things change? When I found out that this guy is actually insulting the decisions of the DOS, that it is not aligning with the instruction, which is the slogan of his brother, which is part of what his brother told us today, that if we have any complaint, we will keep it until he returns. So why is this guy exceptional? Does it mean that he is not part of that instruction given to by our leader? I want you to listen to this video before I finish my talk.
I'm making this statement with reference to the nonsense happening coordinator in Aba. Everybody will be loyal to our coordinator until I come home. If you have any complaint,
keep it until I come. DOS made a decision, remove a coordinator that was deemed, incompetent or actually insubordination towards the, hierarchical decisions, or I don't know, whatever it may be. DOS made that decision, made that call, because they are in that position to make that decision. And the slogan of this movement, it is under command and control, central command. And this command is that whomever has that power of attorney in that regard makes that decision. Why then is KANUNTA fighting against the decision of DOS? Because this man that they remove is somebody that is loyal to KANUNTA and the Nayanya, that will not speak or say anything, even though when they are exploiting the movement, even when they are stealing from the movement, even when KANUNTA will tell you he hired this lawyer is representing him in Britain, this one is representing him in United Nations. This same KANUNTA who claimed he loved his brother so much, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife was insulted. KANUNTA did not come out to actually challenge those who are insulting the dignity of the brother whom he claimed he loved so much. Because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife is the dignity of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And anybody who insults him, insult the whole family of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So if KANUNTA is truthful in his activities, do you think he will keep mute? Do you think he will keep quiet? All these things came and gone. He did not speak, utter a word. Now, that is by the way. Now, there is another information that is, I gathered. There was a time, this is on Ejimako, this master prophet was saying that Ejiofor took the gown and the whatever this thing they wear in their head from Ejimako. That is the reason why Ejimako was not allowed inside the court. Master prophet made a video, actually slandering the name of our legal counsel, Barrister Ejiofor. And at the end of the day, these things, I investigated it, and I find out it was a lie. And if he claimed that he is truthful in his reportage, let him come out and challenge what I am doing here this evening. And eventually, in these things, you need to ask Barrister Ejimako, why is it that information that he reports, he censors it? Why is it that whenever he finishes see Onyendu, he censors what he gives us as information coming from Onyendu, and he will only report the one that will actually propagate the activity of KANUNTA, the one that will also actually propagate the, the criminality of KANUNTA and cohort. Why does he censor the messages coming from Onyendu? A question. I want you to continue to write it down. Those who will see him, ask him this question. The time this master prophet was saying that the Jofo took a gown and this head they wear to go into the court. That's why he couldn't get into the court. Was it the information, was it true or false? Ask Ejimako to answer you that question. Because when this shenanigan was presenting itself, Ejimako kept mute. Ejimako did not say anything. Ejimako allowed it because and I am not here to defend anybody or to side anybody, but I am here to act upon the information that I've gathered on these people who are portraying themselves today as the real people whom are doing the things that matters. Now, ask him, when he visited Onyendu, when this information got to the to the hearing of Onyendu, what did Onyendu told Ejimako to do? If Ejimako is always listening and reporting everything that is said by Onyendu, ask Ejimako, what did Onyendu tell you to do? In that regard, where Master Prophet is brother-in-law is slandering the name of innocent person, saying that they stole your gown, they took your head, whatever, and they refuse you to enter the court. What was the Onyendu ask you to do it? Since you claim and you are acting as if you are the information minister now, or you are the mediator now between Biafrans and Onyendu, you are now our mediator. You are the man that gets information and passes it, which Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not an author of confusion. Why did Onyendu ask you to tell Biafrans that what his brother-in-law was accusing Barrister Jofo of is a lie? Why did you censor the information? You did not report it. If you could censor such information, Aloy, do you think that we are daft? That if you bring all these things that will favor you and KANUNTA's activities today, that we will not know that you are censoring it as well? Aloy Ejimako. Now, Marian HAIDER, please, I want to bring you in before I actually proceed. I want to bring you in. I believe you know Aloy Ejimako. Are you there? I think you muted yourself. Marian HAIDER. Oh, I cannot hear you. Okay. Speak again. Let me see if you are coming out.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you right now. Please go ahead. I believe
It's from your end.
Yes.
From your end.
Yes. Okay. My first question to you is that you happen to know this Aloy Ejimako in person. Having known him, do you know him as a sincere person? If those information I'm trying to extract from you, if you are not comfortable in answering it, please indicate. If you are comfortable to tell us if you know him in person and do you know his character a bit, then will you be able to tell Biafrans what you know about him in a very, very simple word?
Good afternoon, Judge Money. Good afternoon, my fellow Biafrans. Good afternoon to Amadika. I know he can hear me, but not much respect. And then good afternoon to DOS, headed by HOD, Mazi, President. My name is Marian HAIDER. I'm right now speaking from the United States. Yes, I happen to know Aloy Ejimako when he
Yes.
Aloy Marco, when it comes to his personal life, is a highly irresponsible individual, and I can prove this anytime, any day, anywhere.
Okay.
But the argument is this: we are not here right now to talk about his personal life.
Yes.
Because I know people who have a crazy personal life, irresponsible personal life, but they are able to put that in check and then bring in their expertise. They don't allow their personal life to influence their behavior in their profession. This is where I'm getting angry at him. And if anybody has been listening to me, I've been trying to call him out, telling him to please do not allow your personal behavior or characters or personality adjustment to come into play to what you're doing for IPOB. Because I know once Aloy allows that to come in, it's going to be a disaster for us, including him, because his career is going to be modeled to the ground. I know Nigeria is a dumpster where trashes strike, but there's a limit to everything. So he's a highly irresponsible guy when it comes to his private life, and I believe he cannot help himself. But I expected him as a professional to rise above that, to just showcase his intelligence, his tenacity, and then move on. There is something called client attorney's privilege. You cannot violate it. It's unethical. That's what he's doing right now. That's what he's doing right now. That is why I have always asked the question, who hired him? These are critical questions we must ask. I am not asking about who brought it into the fold. No, you can be recommended by somebody because of whatever, maybe they know your expertise, they know your tenacity, they know your capability or a personal relationship. Fine. But the person that is paying your bill is your real employer. Who is paying the bill of each, Marco? I'm not talking about who has it over, who writes that check. Is that check coming from the fund of IPOB as a group? Or is the family of Martin Nandi, are they the one contributing money to pay him? These are questions we must ask. Because his behavior is becoming detrimental to the movement, to the group he's supposed to represent, he's supposed to advocate for. He's becoming a nuisance. He's becoming dangerous and deadly and must be checked. That's why I'm asking these questions. Who is writing the check for Aloy Ejimakor? It's almost important to somebody like me. Because if Ejimakor is being paid through the money that is contributed by members of IPOB as a research organization, it doesn't matter who is dispensing it or disbursing it. Whether it's in the Nigeria is disbursing it to him, my argument or my question is Nigeria working? Is she paying him through her personal salary? Is KANUNTA paying him through their personal salary or business they're doing? If they're not the ones, if the money is coming out from our boss, he must. It's a must. You can underline this word. Aloy must be loyal to HOD because HOD under the leadership of Indodium are our representative. They are our mouthpiece. They are our mouthpiece. That is why people are contributing money. People are not contributing money because they love KANUNTA. People are not contributing money because they love Nayanya. People are contributing money based on two factors. And these factors are, one, we have the voice of Mazi or Amadike One. We believe in him. We have tested Amadike one. If anything happens to me, let me paraphrase from here. Whatever Mazi Edoziem says goes. You people must listen to Directorate of State, EOS. It was an instruction. It was an order. It wasn't a maybe or may not. It was a direct instruction from our Amadike one of Biafran land. Now, so that I'm laying this foundation because those who continue to argue that KANUNTA is a brother, is a cousin, is a nephew, is whatever, I don't give a hoot. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Because what we are dealing with here, we are dealing with an organization. We are not dealing with family affairs. Are their brothers and sisters or whatever, should they factor on their private business? They can factor. When they meet with our Amadike, they can factor. But when it comes to this movement for the restoration of Biafra, if they are not holding any post, they don't matter, should not matter on that context. But as family members, yes, they can have their meeting, they can do their thing. This is an organization. If they are not holding any post, they cannot be issuing orders trying to counteract the standing structure that has been set. Because if we allow such things to be happening, it is called confusion. And the last time I checked, nothing stands at the midst of confusion. And we must understand this and we must take this serious. Nothing can stand at the midst of confusion. Even when a brother or a sister or a nephew or a friend, now I'm going to crazy name Nayanya, that's what I call her today. Even if as a family member, as a family friend, Mazi gave her a position based on whatever relationship or or character, whatever Mazi saw in her, or maybe because she was the very first person that was on the stand, and Mazi was she was the only one Mazi could trust at that moment. Fine. But she must stay on what America calls on her own lane. What do I mean? She is a component of Directorate of State. She is not HOD. Every component of Directorate of State, let people understand that Directorate of State is not one person. They are individuals. Collectively, you call them Directorate of State. That's why you use the word SEADES, state. That's a nation. It is what Mazi did there. Let me digress a little bit. This great America we are hearing, started with 13 colonies. You can call them 13 states, independent states. That's how America started. Each component colony had somebody that was overseeing them. Before America began to expand, America did not start at the number of states we have. I think we are 51 or so. No, they started at 13 colonies. That's the idea behind this Directorate of State. Each of the Directorates of State, even though at the moment we are dealing with it now, or where we are, they represent different departmental structure for the movement and the smooth movement for the restoration of Biafra. But when Biafra comes, it depends on the number of states that Biafra is going to be divided into. It may start with the number of Directorates of States we have. I don't even know the number, but I am just giving this thing to let us understand the brain behind some of the things Mazi is doing. That's my own deduction, my own analogy. I may be wrong, but that's how I'm reading the tea leaves. So, they are not independent, they are quasi-independent. What do I mean by that? They are responsible for their own department. Like finance, I don't know why finance is the only one that is raging fire. We are supposed to have department of legal department, we have financial department, we have social department, we have different kinds of department. All of them, what they do is to make, just like you come to a particular country, you have the immediate coordinator, then you have a national coordinator. the national coordinator as Mazi Edoziem, then you're looking at the state coordinator as DOS. Because in that particular state, which is in that country, where you have the national coordinator, you have different, maybe 2, 3, 4, or 5 other state coordinators. You are trying to touch the grassroots so that when the state coordinator takes a decision with the group, he will channel the decision to the national coordinator, who will look at it, discuss with this state coordinator, and then the final decision of the national coordinator, based on his interaction with the state coordinator, becomes the final say. That is how every member of DOSP, they have quasi-autonomy for their department, but they don't have the final say in what happens in their department. They must move whatever decision they want to make, or their consensus they have reached in this case, to Mazi Edoziem, and then they will have 1 or 2 of them, I don't know the immediate, they will have a discussion. Then when they reach a consensus, Mazi Edoziem, now that Mazi Amadike is not around, will sign it off, and then it becomes what we must do. Nenene has no local standing, has no standard, only right whatsoever to try to assert herself as a leader or as the HOD Mazi Edoziem. Never. She has no right, that's what I'm trying to say, to come out and issue an edict without the consent and approval of Mazi Edoziem. It's a no-no that must be checked. Now, let me go to Aloy. Aloy understands what I'm saying. He's a legal guy. He's a learned guy. And moreover, he's schooled in the United States. Okay? People should be asking Aloy why he cannot enter America today. It's part of his personal life I'm talking about. That's the reason. He's schooled here. Why did he choose to be practicing in Nigeria? People should ask him that question. As he's good at tweeting and quoting things, he's talking about pain. Who is creating pain? He's creating pain to us. I read that tweet and I scratched my head. I said, what is he talking about? What the F is he talking about? You are creating pain to us because you know better. You should know better. You and Ejimoko are hired, including San or Zekeme, and other ones I may not be able to mention, to oversee the affairs, the trauma the IPOB as a group is going through, especially our Hamadike one, our leader, to do all your utmost best as legal individuals, collectively, to bring Mazi out, and then we can look, to bring Mazi out for us to continue with what we are doing, because let the truth be told, none of these lawyers can give us BIAFRAN.
No.
None of them. Because it's not their job. It's not what they're hired for. So they have no business meddling into the affairs of the IPOB as a group. When it comes to administration,
True.
Their job, they are employees that are hired. It's just like you hire somebody to come and work in your place. You hire somebody to come and be packing boxes for you. Then all of a sudden, the person is telling you that owns the business how to manufacture the boxes. A student is never above the master. Never. You are hired to come and oversee the affairs of Nigerian government, extraordinary revolutionary our Hamadike one, and keeping him in detention against all odds, against his innocence. That's what you're hired for. You're not hired to come into the politics of IPOB. And then, no, Aloy knows it. That is what is baffling me. Why is he doing this? You begin to ask the question. That's what brought me to start asking the question. Why is he doing this? Is Aloy now allowing his personal life? I mean, we all have our flaws. I'm not perfect. But when your flawed character begin to affect the decision of others, it becomes a problem.
Round up because I have more questions, Mariam.
Yes.
Say
that again.
I said, submit. I have more questions that we must address. We only have 30 minutes.
Aloy understands that what he's doing is wrong, and people must not be listening to to them individually, especially Aloy Ejimako.
Yes.
He cannot be tweeting to us, telling us that we are creating pain to who? He is the one creating pain to us. He's a learned individual. He knows the procedure. He knows the process, how organizations should work. If he has any message, he should channel it to Mazi. I'm telling you, if this place, if Nigeria is America, you know that this thing can be reported to the Bar Association and because it's violating the ethical foundation of client attorney privilege. He cannot. Even if Mazi tells him, he should tell Mazi, no. I am not here to play the politics or whatever is happening with the DOS.
No, you are right.
Send the message to the... Are you hearing me?
Nah, you are. Go ahead. Go ahead. You are right.
I'm saying that Aloy knows better. That even if let's assume that Mazi is asking him or ask him to go and do such a thing publicly, as a learned individual, he should advise Mazi. His job is advisory too. My client, I understand how you feel, but I understand too that you have a structure called DOS.
Exactly.
And you have the person that is setting it called a dossier. I'm suggesting my client that this message you want me to send to the public, let me go and send it to DOSHOD. Let them make whatever they do with it. I don't want to be at the middle of their trouble.
Yes.
That's what a learned man do. Because the last time I checked, all the time, Master Prophet has been, this thing did not start today. It did not start today. He has been trying to barrage, call names to Doziem and call names to Ejimakor since last year. I never heard Ejimakor came out to say, no, this is my client. Or even call him privately and say, hey, that's my client, that's my colleague, I mean to say. Ejimakor is my colleague. It doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter how you see him. You don't have to like him. Whether he's bleaching or not bleaching, whether he's a criminal, do you know what it means to call somebody a criminal? A professional, defamation of character.
No, you know those people who are actually propagating this thing. Those rabbits from holes.
The next segment. Let me finish out Ejimakor's issue. Ejimakor knows better to tell Master Prophet, even KANUNTA, don't be, if you want to call him anything, don't associate my name with it. Because it's my colleague. Don't do it for me. Even if I have a problem with Ejimofo, I don't want you to fight my cause. I am able to fight if I have a problem with it. Because I'm saying this because you mentioned where Master Prophet was talking about, how Ejimofo took the wig or for Ejimakor and ran away. That was a moment for Ejimakor to come out and say, hey, I'm putting a disclaimer. I don't want anybody to use my name to do any fight. If you have a problem with anybody, do it, because there is something you call spirit de corps.
Yeah, spirit de corps.
Spirit de corps. Let me read it for us. This is where, and the Ejimakor knows it.
Spirit de corps.
What he's doing now is very disappointing and disheartening to me. It doesn't matter whether man is sending the message or not. Okay? He says, spirit de corps means it's a shared spirit of comradeship. It's got a spirit, the corps. A shared spirit of comradeship, enthusiasm, and devotion to a cause among the members of a group. For example, military unit, I meant to say. And even his profession. It is very, very wrong and condemnable and unethical that the Ejimakor will stand by and somebody who is not even a member of a bar, somebody who is not even a lawyer, not even in a law profession, a non-entity will come out on social media discussing his colleague he's working with and is quiet. It's condemnable and it gives me a heartburn and it's very, very disheartening to me. So this is what I'm going to bring in for now as we continue asking. So Ejimakor knows what he's doing. Whatever why he's doing it, that is why
Yes,
Not
yes,
today, not tomorrow.
yes. Marian,
Yes.
yes, I know that if I allow you, you will talk us because we have only 30 minutes left. So now, in this regard, what you have said is quite educative. And those who are not ignorant, I believe and I know that they will learn a lot from what you have just said now, because it is eye-opening. Because first of all, you made mention, why is he not practicing in the United States? Because of his nonchalant behaviors and lifestyle. Now,
It's nonchalant, it's irresponsible. The way you use the word nonchalant is mild. He's highly irresponsible.
wow,
I continue to say that.
is it
It's not
that big?
nonchalant is your visit slapping a child on the street. He's
Wow.
highly irresponsible. He has done what, but that's his private life. But all I'm telling him, don't bring that part of you to this game. We don't need it.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, in this regard, now, in this thing we are talking about, that is the reason why I actually make a write up the other day. Believe you me, do you know there was a time, the first time I interviewed Barrister Jofo in February or March, around that time last year. The first time I interviewed him, I know that the people that are actually looking forward to see if they will recruit him on their side in order to use him to exploit Biafrans, they were not gonna be happy. So when they threw out their fight against Ejiofor, do you know what I was told? If anybody go to the broadcast that I made, I was told, do not defend me. Do not defend, Ejiofor. You understand? Because I was told not to come in. That's why in this regard, so many people, when we are doing this thing we are doing now, it will look like people will believe that it is all about Ejiofor. It is not all
I don't know
about.
what the man, I have not spoken. Listen, I don't know that man. I have not spoken to him. Just like I don't know any of these, owner of our leaders, any of them. I have never spoken to my day with them. No. If
Yes.
anybody I have spoken to, that is Aloy, but that was there when he was here. That is how I got to know him.
Yes.
So whatever I'm doing, I have no personal interest. I am doing it for the collective interest of what we stand
Exactly.
for. Because people have invested their blood, their finances, their time. We cannot just allow somebody to come in because of his compromise or selfishness and then shatter everything.
Yes.
He does all his things.
Okay, now, exactly what you said. Now, I was told not to get engaged. I shouldn't, engage in that fight or defending Ejiofor, because he knows that everything that they are throwing at him is irrelevant, is not true. And because what they wanted him to do was actually to be on their side. Had it been he capitulate, now Ejimako and every other person now might be the one that they are bouncing upon today. Had it been Ejiofor capitulate and join force with those who were actually trying to lure him that time.
Can I ask you a question?
Please go
I know
ahead.
you're my host.
Go
I'm a
ahead.
guest. Can I ask you a question? There's something you said, and I always hear us saying it. Join force. Join force. Why is it necessary? Why is it important? Why should there even be a reason to say join this group or that group? Don't we have one group?
We have one group, and we have faction created by Nigeria government. So that faction
No,
is.
I'm not going there. I am talking about insiders. I'm not talking about these people. Because the question I'm asking is really, my attention is being, I'm directing it to Ejimako, Ejiofor. Of course, the document will not come into this foolishness. I won't be surprised if they bring his name in. But my argument is, why should any of these legal, learned men that have been brought in to do these deeds for us, because we are not
Yes. You know, the reason why I am actually bringing this up is that this is actually the issue of Aloy Ejimako. I know that you know, many people will believe it's all about Ejiofor, but let me clear you up. When KANUNTA and his brother at home was being accused in this regard, I stood up, I took it upon myself, I defended them toe to toe until I found out that they are irresponsible. Now, I stopped defending them. Because what I declared before I engaged, I said to, you know, I made it public that when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, I said that anybody whatsoever that is not truthful in what they are doing, I will expose them without fear or favor of anything. That was the promise I made to myself, because I am not here to look at people's faces. I am not here to favor anybody. I am here for the sake of freedom. And I know that IPOB is rooted in discipline. And that disciplinary that is there is what I will stand upon and challenge anybody who is a bad egg in this regard. So I defended KANUNTA from those he is working with today. I defended everything about him, his family. When at the end of the day, this is how he paid us back. He called us IRAT, recharge card media warrior. That's okay. So people might believe that what I am doing is about Ejiofor. Like I always tell you, me and Ejiofor, we don't talk. We do not talk. It is not about him. It's about humanity and the truth. Because we will not continue to send a wrong narrative.
Exactly.
And
exactly, because you know, I know why I asked the question I asked you. People always make excuses, okay?
Yes.
Why am I being hard or harsh on the Ejimako now? It's not personal.
It's not.
Because even the Christian people have a place or a saying in the Bible that says, resist the devil and he will flee. He will flee.
Yes.
The temptation will always come before you. That's a natural thing. Anytime anybody capitulates under the I was tempted, then you didn't resist. Because every day of your life you're going to be tempted by something.
Yes.
So the burden lies heavily on you that claim to know better, to resist the devil. What am I saying? Why would somebody like Master Prophet be publicly and privately boasting? Go to the platform, you hear them. You hear him boasting even last year to this year. How he contacts Ejimako, how he speaks to Ejimako. Ejimako knows very well that this guy is not a member of IPOB. Why would he be accepting his call? Why would a Master Prophet be the one telling him what to tell Maazi or Amadiki?
Imagine.
These are the questions I'm asking. I know what I'm saying. Because Maazi, Aloy, as a learned person who knows the ethics of legal matters, should have told him, man, channel your whatever to DOS. Even though you people hired me, you people were the ones that, and let me assume that they hired him. But like I started my argument, we are making the payment. So he must be loyal to us.
Yes.
It's the job of the Ejimako to educate people like KANUNTA, especially Master Prophet, who is not even a registered member of IPOB, to tell him, listen, man, I understand I have a personal relationship with you, whatever. But you're not even a registered member of this organization. So it's not your place to tell a message to me when a message that matters is the matter of the IPOB matters. You don't send message to me. You and I can speak on the private and personal level, but don't send any message to me to Majo Amadike because you're not a member of IPOB.
Exactly.
It's the job, the burden lies heavily on the Ejimako. That's why I'm being hard on him. I don't have any personal grudge against him.
Nobody.
Even when it comes to KANUNTA, Ejimako understands that he is not holding any position. He's supposed to tell him the same thing. Man, I understand that Maazi is your brother, but you know he has
Exactly.
They're good in their bad book.
Exactly.
Take your argument, take your anger, your want to agree, send it to Mazi Edozie. Then let Mazi tell me, I will tell it to Mazi Ohamadike.
Yes.
The same thing with Nayanja. This is why I'm being harsh on Ejimako. He knows better. In America here, when you go to a law court and you're dealing with somebody who doesn't understand what happened, and somebody who's supposed to know better, the burden is on you that knows better.
Yes.
Why did you engage in such a thing? That's the argument I'm making. Ejimako knows better. He's a learned man. Why is he not allowing himself to be used by non-entities? That is when I begin to think there has to be a compromise. Monetary compromise, because I know he is a low standard individual when it comes to personality adjustment.
Okay,
That's why I'm tying them up. No, but he's not supposed to do this. He knows better.
Okay, let me put it this way. Ejimako is taking advantage of the status of IPOB right now. You know, if you want to put it in a court, in a legal perspective, or quote it in a legal perspective, he is taking advantage of IPOB status right now.
Exactly. That was why I asked the question on Magikanga's discussion. Let me ask you, say this. The master prophet, KANUNTA, and many of them, I think they are the one using the Ejimako. That the little I know, or the much I know about them, Ejimako at the end of the day is the one playing them. Because he knows better.
It's true.
You know, whatever he's doing is for them to continue to fill up his pocketbook. That's all.
While he's causing confusion.
And then doing this confusion, but the confusion is doing is ordinary. That's why he must stop it. It's not about his personal gain. Lives have been lost.
So, Marian,
It's not about the personal thing.
Marian, so in this regard, do you think that KANUNTA, Nnenayanya, and all that is using IPOB's money to furnish Ejimako? Because there is, I say that now, nothing goes for nothing. No, and that's an okubanego, yana. Number two, do you think that they are using IPOB post money to actually furnish Ejimako in order to do their bidding in this regard?
I will answer yes before I explain one or two things. I will be brief because I know you're looking at time.
Yes.
I will say categorically yes because there should be no other reason. Because that was why I started by laying a foundation. We are paying her. Okay, so she's not working, and I know the money we are paying her is not going to be good, enough for her to take care of her domestic chores and be able to pay Ejimako. So she cannot be the one paying Ejimako from her personal bank account. Hell no. Now, I don't know whether he works or not. I've heard people that say he works. I'm not into that, but I don't care what he's doing unless he's doing a 500 fortune work or has his own company. Whatever he's making, he doesn't even look like one like that. It's not enough for him to pay him. So let's put these things in, common sense. So these two individuals, even their so-called brother that is in Nigeria, you guys call fine, but I don't see anything fine about him. I don't think you can make that kind of money to pay Ejimako.
No.
Master Prophet's wife, I don't think she has. I don't know whether she works or not. So when
How will she be working single or probably at the
the only
moment?
way, the only people that can afford to pay Ejimako is the money of IPOB.
Yes.
But I'm telling you that this is what I'm going to tell you. They did not set out to tell Ejimako, we are going to bribe you. No, it didn't start that way. They must have started giving it to him as a gift.
Yes.
And remember, even the Bible says that the gift of a man maketh his way easy.
True.
So when they started giving him this gift, apart from his salary,
He
he has to
capitulates.
be, he begins to have sympathy for them. That's how the usage is that. So now, that is why when they begin to attack Ejimofo, he couldn't come out to say anything, because if he comes to say anything against what they're saying, they will expose him. They will not call it a gift anymore. They will call it that he knew what they were doing, that he took bribe from them. That is his problem. I can tell you, this is my own analysis, I can tell you that. That's when I say it's compromise. He didn't say that, but where he is now, he knew that he had no. Let me tell you, in America, You know, look at what is happening to Boris Johnson now. A gift he received from the Afghanistan president. It's a problem. Because
Yes.
anytime you're doing a job for somebody and you receive a gift, the person is setting you up for compromise. So as a professional in a public office, you are not expected, you're not supposed to receive you may call it a gift from your perspective, but the law sees it as what? A bribe, because the person is giving you the gift to change your opinion. In America here where I live, you know, everywhere you go in Nigeria, you hear about give me a tip, give me tip, give me tip. There are jobs that are set for tip, and the government will set it there. Like if you work in a
Hospitality,
restaurant,
yes.
they will even give it to you, tip the individual, and you don't even tip the people on higher ranking. You tip the people on the lower ranking.
Yes.
That cannot make decision.
The waiters.
That is how they got Ejimako, I meant to say, sorry, Aloy. That's how they got Aloy. So where he is now, he has been gotten him messed up, compromised by whatever they were giving him.
So that
And
means,
and in that hotel they're lodging him, I'm sure women involved, maybe they have his picture, they have this. So he's careful how to come out and make a statement that will irritate them, because they will do what? They will bring one or two things that may be embarrassing to him, or may even put his legal
career in jeopardy.
That's
Yes.
Ejimako is.
So
That's what is happening. It's not done. It's not done.
so in simple terms, Ejiako or Aloy is grown complicit.
Yes, he's compromised. That is why he's grown complicit.
Yes.
Because he's compromised, that is why he's trying to act dumb. He's not dumb.
Okay, Marian. Okay, Marian. Let me come in because we have 15 minutes left. Why do you think that this coordinator in Germany is very important to KANUNTA for them to be replaced, that led to him sending Ejiako to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Because I believe that when Ejimako go to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, okay, let me put it as a question to you, not what I believe. Why do you think that, number one, this coordinator is very important to KANUNTA? Number two, why do you think, I want you to come in with a conclusive analysis. Why do you think that this, how do you think that Ejioko, or whatever he is, presented this issue to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Did he come in as a family sympathizer, or did he come in as a legal advisor to actually table this issue of coordinator to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? What do you think that made him to convince Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to tell him to go and write what he wrote, which he actually censored what he wrote there? So please come in.
Whoever the coordinator, they are the Kanu and Nenaya are fighting to bring back, that is on suspension, which, if you ask me, must be fired right now. I don't care, let all the blues. Why they are fighting for him to come back, that tells somebody like me that somebody that was already cooking the books for them and is going to be used to cook the book. Let me tell you, financial book, that's what I mean. When we say cooking the books here in America, that is manipulating figures, trying to change. When you eat money, the person can cover things for you.
Yes.
Okay, if not, there should be no reason why you should be so much interested in this individual. That's the question you ask yourself. So this guy was already doing something like that, whether he has been discovered or not. So now, where the state is, his own judge that Mazi or Amadike is going to come out. I don't know when, don't ask me. But I know it's going to come out by his grace. So now, if you have done something bad when it comes to financial, and we have been shouting for Nenehanya to give us a that she doesn't want, don't you know that Nenehanya will start trying to, close her tracks?
Yes.
Possibly, where she can.
You are correct.
This guy is one of the people they have to put in there to begin to manipulate the figures so that they can close the loophole before Mazi comes out, because she already told you that the only person that will make her or she listen to is Ohamadike. I mean, that crazy name, which is bullshit anyway. Now, to the other, that is why they are so much interested in the guy. To the other question he asked me, let me tell you, when you conduct, I will say that a Jumafo will go or goes in as one, as a council person, which is as his barrister, and then because now he's been compromised, you know, the heart of man is deceitful, very, very deceitful. And our people say that the heart is like a pocketbook of purse. When you get it up, you carry your own. Okay? So you can never understand the deepest.
Please, you said a Jumafo. It's not a Jumafo, a Jumako.
Jumako, I'm talking about a Jumako. So a Jumako goes in as a barrister, but within himself, because he's been compromised and has this sympathy for KANUNTA and co. Mazi cannot understand his inner, what he has in his mind, even though he comes to Mazi as his council person, okay, as his barrister. Then I said that even the Bible says it, the heart of man is deceitful, desperately wicked. Nobody can understand, even if I said the Lord God. Even you and I sometimes cannot understand what I'm going to do the next minute. So when he's speaking to man, Mazi is seeing it as his barrister, but inside his mind, because Mazi does not know or understand that he's been compromised, that he has this sympathy for KANUNTA and co. That thing carries a lot of weight. The way he will present the case by his wording and his statement. Let me give you an example. If you are doing a survey, you want to find out whether women are good people, are good drivers or not. It depends the way I word that my statement in that survey, I will get different results. If I come in and say, because women, because of their feeble mind, because of their weakness, because they are a weak vessel, do you think that women are capable of being good drivers? I've already polluted the statement before I get it.
Yes. It's a constructive question.
Yeah, but I'm telling you that I want to find out whether women are good drivers. That was what I said. But listen to my statement. I can again come and say, oh, women are so detailed in what they are doing. They are builders. Oh, they make good homes. Based on these qualities of women, do you think that women can be good drivers? I'm going to get two different opposing answers.
Because you led a lead.
This is what I'm not the one leading you to answer. Without you know that I'm leading you through the way I'm wording it. So when the question is, when a Jumako goes to meet Mazi, how is he presenting this case? Is he coming to Mazi and say, Mazi, you know, there is this young man in Germany, the coordinator in Germany, you know, they said he has been doing a good job, he has not done anything just because he had a misunderstanding with one of the members, and then because of that they suspended him.
Yes.
Well, that was how he said it. But did he go to Mazi and say, Mazi, your brother Menega is telling me this, but I remember that you have a standing order that whatever DOS goes. So even though I'm delivering this message to you, I want you to understand that you need DOS to stand, because where we are now is a critical moment that we need this structure to stand. Regardless of what is going on, Mazi, I don't want you to meddle into their political affairs. Let them put their focus on DOS led by HOD. When you come out, you can sort it out. You are giving Mazi a clue what is happening without saying a whole lot. He will come out with different answers. But because he's compromised, because of whatever relationship privately he has with these people, he will go there and present the case in a way that he will get a favoring answer. Let's assume that whatever he said comes from Mazi, that's another one. So that's what is happening. How is twisting the words? Americans call it twisting your words to get what you want. But there's an argument I made, because we're ending up. There's an argument to make. You know, when he came to Ikenga's platform, I mean, KANUNTA came to Ikenga's platform, people like him. I watch him like a hawk. If you know or have an knowledge of what some of the things I have, go back and read his body language. Go back and listen to some of the things, the answers he gave, and the answers he did not answer correctly, or give you the answer. He evaded the answer. I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't put my fingers on that, because that time I had not even in Kenya. But I knew
Okay,
that guy was
okay.
disturbing, but I couldn't put my finger on why he was disturbing. Okay? Because he was trying to buy the love of Biafran. That was what he was trying to do. He was a showboater there. He was trying to make Biafran to love him. But what I'm trying to let us know that KANUNTA did not come into this or change his mind because of one or two things happened. No. KANUNTA has been working with I know they don't want us to call his name, the idiot in Finland, and nearly them, and all these people, they have been working as a group. They may not have known themselves all at the same time. Immediately Mazi was kidnapped, they were triggered. Most of them were sleeper cells. They got to know themselves.
Okay, the last question. Round up. We only have yes, 7 minutes
let me round up.
left.
KANUNTA has been working on the background because Master Prophet was their mouthpiece. Now Master Prophet has been put out of the way. So now some of the people working for them, Mazi Edozie have been able to DOS been able to get them to the corner. He had to come out to fight the fight for himself. That's what is happening now. He didn't just come into the game. But unfortunately, they think they're manipulating Aloy. Aloy is the one actually may be manipulating them because he needs some monetary value. That's how I'm going to end it. Thank you very much.
True. It is for his own personal aggrandizement. So, the last question, I want you to be very brief in this one because we only have 5 minutes left. What do you think will be the response of KANUNTA to Onyendu? When he will ask KANUNTA, why did you tell the DOS, tell the people that Mazi was in mountain praying when Mazi was kidnapped and he knows about it? What do you think will be his response?
But he already said that, he already tried to answer that. I think he had something like that in either a public domain or I had it privately, that he said, oh, he didn't want to say it because he didn't want anybody to know that Mazi was kidnapped. But that's a bullshit, that's baloney. Because by not saying it, DOS could not scramble on their feet to arrest the whole situation in Kenya. We will not be where we are today. So that was a dumb answer to the foolishness or wickedness he perpetuated. Okay? You didn't want to tell the people who could save him, and you could not save him. You kept quiet. You didn't do anything. So that's a fallacy. That's a lie. Because if he did that because he wanted to salvage Mazi or save Mazi, be the hero, he would have sprang into action and tried to save Mazi. The argument or the question is, okay, you didn't want to tell anybody because you didn't want to raise alert. What did you do to save him there? Nothing for 8 days. So that's complete lie.
Okay.
Nobody should buy it.
Okay.
I'm saying it as an advice. Mazi, Edozie, and Group, please. You guys must hold the line because we are relying heavily on you. This project is not about any person. It's about all of us collectively. Hold the line. We are solidly behind you. We don't want you guys to capitulate against these idiots. The battle is already won. We know you're men of noble and strong integrity. We are solidly behind you. When Mazi comes out and he wants to punish us, he will punish us collectively.
Correct.
I want you guys to understand that.
Yes.
You carry the vote.
Yes. Okay, this answer you gave me now, it is almost, I don't know where you got your own from, but it is almost.
I had one of his statements, either he made it or privately, somebody said it to me. I'm not going to mention his name.
Okay, this is exactly what he told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he didn't want people to know that it was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that was captured in Kenya. He didn't want the people
what did he do?
who captured him.
To save him. What did he do? He didn't even know when Mazi was brought to Nigeria.
Exactly.
He didn't know. So if you did it because you want to keep it quiet,
what did you do?
Nothing. You just kept quiet.
Now, in that regard again, the last question I'm going to ask you. Do you think that Mazi bought that story, or do you think that Mazi is actually maybe protecting the interest of Kanu's family?
I'm not going to use the word protecting the interest, and I'm not going to answer that question because that question, if you think about it critically, to answer that question, I'm not saying that I'm able to go into Mazi's mind, but we have to be careful some of the utterances we make when it comes to security measures because people are listening. So I'm going to decline that question because if I try to give you my own analysis, some people might work on it and try to use it to either undermine Mazi. Most likely they will use it to undermine Mazi. So I'm just going to say this, Mazi maybe most likely is being pragmatic. That's what I'm going to answer.
Okay, thank you very much. I get that your response. So I want you to use 1.5 minutes because we have only 3 minutes left. Less than 3 minutes actually. I want you to use 1.5 minutes to say your closing remarks so that we will call it a day.
All I'm going to say is this: that I'm going to suggest to. Who am I to suggest to them? But I think I can make a suggestion to DOS, heavily led by Mazi Dozien, to please give directives to all our legal representatives that every information coming to Mazi, our Hamadike, must be channeled through the structure, and then let them be able to release whatever they want to release to us for our own consumption. We are not supposed to consume everything. That's how every structured organization, every society works. You bring your information, you bring your intelligence to the structure, and then they will release the one we want us to know, because we cannot strive, we cannot survive in chaos. If if Aloy comes out and gives a message, and then Jofo comes and gives a message, and even Ezokeme comes and gives a message, and they all contradict themselves or suggest something like that, we have a problem. We cannot afford to do that. We must allow Mazi to come out, then sort things out. Anybody who have if you're fighting with your fellow councilman or whatever it is, please keep your personal fight or personal interest away from what we are doing. Please, because at the end of the day, we are two elephants fight. Most of us is the ground and the grasses. And we are the ground, we IPOB is the ground, we are the grasses. We don't need your fights to affect what we're doing. Keep it to yourself. There's a personal issues. Please don't bring into this fight. That's what makes you a professional. And I'm going to rest my case here. And I believe that the Dosian is a strong man, together with the members of the
your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is where we are going to leave it. Great Biafrans all over the world. The last but not the least of what I want to say to our able-led DOS is that, just like our sister said, they should continue. They remember that this mantle is left at their disposal. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that anything you say goes, and that means you can make a decision. Nobody must challenge that decision, because when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu comes out and asks you what happened to this sheep, he will not ask me. Mazi is not going to ask me. He is not going to ask KANUNTA. He will ask Edoziem. He will ask Chinasa Nworu. All of you who are in the DOS, those are the people he's going to ask. So every decision you make, as long as you know that this decision is objective, if it is actually, as long as you know this is what is going to make this actually struggle to move.
What is needed to project and propel
This,
what we're doing?
yes, do it.
It doesn't matter whether we like it or not.
We are